I got a follow-up question from someone who works in the freelancing space, and that person is particularly looking for opportunities. I know him personally. They have opportunities. They have multiple accounts, especially in AI training. The other day, I was telling him, like, so you have your own team in your WhatsApp group, and I could like you to bring them on board on GitHub, and you be giving them the projects through GitHub. The conversation which we had has actually had me think about something I've been seeing in this freelancing space. Something which I've summarized to bring your people to GitHub. This conversation is about GitHub and the people who have the resources, people who are looking for opportunities to give others, the people who have been freelancing long enough. And as we know, credibility is built over time. Trust is built over time. And these people have been in the space and they have exposure to some of the things which have an added advantage. They know where to find opportunities. They'll build relationships. Some of them have teams. They have WhatsApp groups where they coordinate their teams of 1 to 20 people and they give them the project they deliver. Some of them run workstations. You will realize that there are very few people who actually have the kind of access. I was talking to one of those people. He has people working with him. And I told him, like, come to GitHub. Let's build GitHub because you understand what I'm doing. You already have the people we need. The people we need in GitHub here are the people who can be able to solve a problem. Maybe these are the people who can be able to do data annotations. You give them instructions, everything clear, and then they deliver. We have them here on GitHub. And it doesn't mean that they are less qualified. No. That is what they do best. And of course, we have skilled people, and then we have system thinkers, people who are looking for opportunities. And that guy actually falls in the category of the people who go look for opportunities and give others. That's the person who I'm talking about. This person doesn't only have people, he has a community. Because if you have 20 people in our WhatsApp group, that's a community. That's a community. You can't be able to get whole opportunities for these people. But then once in a while, you get an opportunity, you post it in your WhatsApp community, and then someone says, okay, I can be able to do it, and then you give it them. Or you just call them direct. That's how we do it. That's how we used to do it at the space before we moved into GitHub. So I asked him, please, can you bring these people to GitHub? Because maybe today you have the work for 10 people. If you have 20 people in your platform and you have tasks for 5 people, then it means not all of them will be getting consistent work. So what happens to the 20th person? Because in those WhatsApp groups, you guys, you should actually know this one. You have been ranked. There is a list. I can speak from my own experience of these 20 people. They are top 5, they are top 10, then there's top 20. There are people who actually get the job consistently, depending on your relationship with the person who is giving the job. So instead of keeping them in a WhatsApp group, I was telling the guy, for the next opportunity so that you can give them, including the 20 person, bring them to GitHub. When you don't have work for them, for all of them, somebody else who has work can come and post it on GitHub here. And then they run here as adjacents. And then once they run here as adjacents, they will invite those who are qualified to their workspace. It means one freelancer can be having multiple people who give them the jobs. That's what I meant. That way, then they can build their profile. They can build their reputation. So those people can go and build their reputation. By the end of the day, they will be getting consistent work. If you don't give them a jobs today, someone on the platform can invite them to another project. So he gave me very varied reasons why he didn't want to just give his jobs through GitHub. The first one was, sometimes I give these people work, I don't pay them immediately. They have to wait until the project is completed and the client pays. That is when the money is raised. And then the guy told me, I don't want to give out my writers because once I bring them to GitHub, they might get other jobs. Then when I need them, they may not be available. So there is already fear. He also told me the pay is also going to become a problem. I understand that pay is going to be a challenge. And that guy actually gave me a practical example. He said he pays the writer 300 per page for a PMLA. And that is not consistent depending on how the client has accepted. If he decides to bring his freelancers, his writers to GigsUp, they may find someone who is paying 400 or 500 per page. And honestly, I agree with him because in this freelancing space, most people don't know that there's a lot of exploitation around. The pay competition becomes here. So the first thing which we've talked is the pay timing, fear of losing a talent, and pay competition. The biggest challenge. When you post the project on GigsUp, you would have a conversation with the person who is going to deliver, and you are going to negotiate about the pricing. Besides you arranging, if it is because you don't understand, most of the people who are giving out tasks, they don't understanding anything about the tasks. It is a freelance to tell them like, this is what it takes for you to deliver quality in this project. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend those challenges, those concerns are not varied. They're very varied. But then I start looking at the bigger picture about it. What are we building around GigsUp? Are we trying to build a system where one person keeps all the opportunities and everybody else waits for that person to give them the opportunity? Are you going to be in that cocoon whereby you are in a WhatsApp group? Do you want your employees to be in that cocoon whereby they have to wait for you to give them the opportunity, right? Or are we trying to build something where people can actually grow? One of the biggest challenges I've seen when you bring solutions to Africa is not always technology. So the technology has never been a challenge in Africa. The biggest challenge which we have is the mindset. People are afraid of losing what they already have. And if they manage to have something, they will definitely isolate themselves from other people. So practically, you have someone on a WhatsApp group, 20 people, or maybe 700 people in a community, and you do not want to leave the WhatsApp group because the biggest worry is like payment timing, of losing talent, and payment competition. One of the biggest challenges which we are experiencing on onboarding on GigsUp is a freelance asking you, why do you want my ID? Why do you want my ID for you? Why do you want my address? Where are the opportunities in GigsUp going to come from? Who are you? Are you a Kenyan? You want to scam? I'm not going to give you my ID. And those are fair questions. But what I found interesting is that sometimes these are some of the people who are willing to spend money trying to access platforms, and they are buying deals, paying for their accounts at $100. You pay an account for $100, an account which has a project which has $400 per hour. And you don't ask yourself a question like, why can someone be selling an account at $100 and that account has a project in $400 per hour? They are spending money trying to access opportunities. But when you tell someone, come, let's build our own system, our own identity layer, let's organize ourselves, let's create something where you can actually build your whole identity and reputation, then the questions come. What are you going to give me? You are asking me, what are you going to give me? Because after all, even if you don't have GigsUp, you can be able to deliver projects and get money with your 20 people in your group. Come and build with us. You are also growing. You're also learning. You're also building your network. Because at GigsUp, once you sign up as a client, we give you a workspace. And that workspace, I will demo that one, I think, at the end of this conversation, so that you can see how you are growing, you are learning, we are learning. You're building a network. You're also helping people. I have seen people looking for people who can be able to deliver on some of these projects which need domain expertise, across the AI trainings. For those people who have handshake accounts, you know how Brank is becoming very hard for you to find someone who can deliver. So when you post the same opportunity on GigsUp, something different happens. Someone who have a profile, have skills, they have been ranked, negotiate with them. And if they can do the work, give them an opportunity and pay them better. Because on GigsUp, when we post from the space, we normally ask you, what do you think about this project and what's the pay? You tell us what you decide. And once you have decided, if we feel like it's more than what we can be able to get something out of it, we try to negotiate. And if you can do the work, we give you the opportunity. And sometimes we pay even better. Let me repeat that one. Why? Because now we are looking at the value which you are bringing to the platform. We are not just saying this is the person who has always worked with us. We don't do that one. So this is what we are going to pay. No, we do not know you. We look at the value which you are delivering and the budget which the client has given us, If you are someone who looks for opportunity, you as a client on GigsApp, think about scaling. You need to scale. Don't think that I have this one projects. Who can I give? Think, how can I get more projects? How can I give more people who can deliver quality? If I get a project you don't understand, bring it to GigsApp, post it, and you will find people there. Here are suggestions. We will rank them on top for you. Invite them to your organization. We chat with them. And by the end of the day, we are scaling. You are growing. You are doing it systematically as a business, and you are also helping people. And you're helping your freelancers to build the reputation. People who get ranked on top, and then we give them a project. They teach us a lot of things. Last time when I was posting a project on pricing, go to YouTube and watch it, smart pricing. I was making a reference to those opportunities because we really didn't take time to engage that person to tell us exactly what it demanded and what we were supposed to do. And I'm like, see, this is the problem. The opportunity was there. The person could do the work was there, but they were not connected at the right time. And this is what we are trying to solve. So when I tell someone, come to GigsApp, bring people, I'm telling you to organize what you already have. If you already have 10 writers, bring them. Let them create their profiles. If you have a project, you can come to the platform, search for them in the skills network. They will actually share the link directly with you. And once they share the link with you, you will post the project under their link. And then they will be invited directly to your workspace. You can continue working with the same people anytime which you want. But then what does it mean? You are helping the same people grow. There is a system around this relationship, and that system is what we call compounding relationship. Create a profile, invite to your organization, search the skills network, post the projects directly, and then they will be invited to your organization. And once you've invited them to your organization, then you will be having a conversation with the freelancer. If you post a project, you invite someone for them to do. If you cannot be able to deposit that escrow, then please, we can have a discussion around on how you can structure your payment. Because at the end of the day, you're also bringing, or you are trying to help that person build the reputation. If you're a freelancer and someone introduces you to opportunities, that is great. But you also need to build yourself as a freelancer. You as a client, you also need to help someone grow by coming to the GigsApp platform. Don't let the entire career depend on one person. Don't let the reputation live inside someone's WhatsApp group. You have a WhatsApp group where you have caged some individuals who you use, or you are that individual who stays in that WhatsApp group and you don't want to grow. Come to GigsApp, build your own reputation, build your own network, because what happens when the person doesn't have work? What happens? And that is survival, which we are talking about, especially for people who are doing tasking. If you're a skill-based freelancer, then it means like you have more avenues for you to go and monetize the skills with you. But if you are a tasker, you will continue to be on that survival mode for a minute. And I think we can do better than that one. That's why we are building GigsApp, and I'm looking at it as how do we take the relationship that exists and make them bigger. If you already have clients, bring those opportunities to GigsApp. If you already have a community, bring the community. Let's grow. Let's build the system around it, and then move out of the survival mode into a structured freelancing career. That is the mindset. If you're already in a position where you can help other people, don't use them to grow yourself. Help them grow too. Don't just be growing yourself. Don't be selfish, because you do not become smaller when another person grows or becomes successful. Let's see how we can bring the people to GigsApp while still maintaining the relationship you already have with those people. We understand what happens when people are waiting for work. We understand what happens when people depend on one person for their next opportunity. That's why we are trying to build something better. A system where people can find opportunities, where they will be invited to opportunities based on their skill set, their reputation, their profile. So let us stop hiding opportunities because we are afraid of someone else. If you are growing, let somebody else grow. And if you have access to opportunities, create access to others. And if you are privileged enough to be in a position where you can help someone else, help them. Because maybe the thing you are protecting today is actually the thing that keeps you from building something bigger tomorrow. Let's build together.